ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः।
Dear friends, welcome back to the study of the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and we have studied in great detail the 24th and the 25th verse of this chapter. I have paid quite some attention on these two verses because it is extremely important if you are a serious student of spiritual life. It's important that you understand the inner meaning, the lakshartha, the intended meaning of Sri Krishna that he wants to convey to us by these words. I will revise that again for a while and then move into the 26th shloka and onwards. He has said here in the 24th shloka, Abhyaktam Vyaktim Apanya Manyante Mam Abuddhayaha. Abhyaktam Vyaktim Apanyam Abuddhaya Mam Manyante. This is the crux of the whole of spiritual life. Why? Because the concept of the divine is in the domain of reasoning, in the domain of understanding. But how to realize that divine in our life when the divine says, I happen to be born amongst you to show you how to come back to me. So, even such incidents have happened throughout history for ages together, for thousands of years, and it will continue to happen as long as the human society exists. How come that we are not able to take to heart the teachings that are sakshat, a direct manifest of the divine, wants us to understand and we refuse to understand? Why so? This is the main theme of these two shlokas. I am Abhyaktam. I am unmanifested. I am immutable. I am beyond your movement of your mind, your movement of your understanding. Mana, buddhi, agochara. You can't reach me by your mind and your intellect, your reasoning, your capacity to argue. You cannot reach me there. But at the same time, I am present with you in a human form, in a human society, at a point of time in history. Even then, people do not understand me. I am here to make you understand, but you do not understand. You refuse to enlighten yourself. Why so? He says here that I am the unmanifested absolute, the divine. I have been born as a human being, and I have lived my life amongst all of you, whether as Rama, whether as Krishna, whether as Christ, Moses, Abraham, Shankar, Ramanuja, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Ramakrishna, Sharda Devi, so close to history. But we study, we say we understand, but we do not develop that oneness with them. And you are unable to understand my true original nature. You are carried away by my humanness. This is what he is saying. And you are confused. What is that confusion? That confusion is our past samskaras, our past trends and tendencies, which makes us extrovert and we run after the things of the world. However I understand intelligently or intellectually, God can be experienced. How could that experience take place? By developing an inseparableness with Him. We have heard it 1,000 times, but we don't develop an appetite for that, because we are guided by our past samskaras, our past vrittis, our past unfulfilled desires. And that makes us a stupid ass, mura, totally confused. We talk tall, but we behave like a beast. This is what is happening to me. Sir, if you are compassionate, why should that happen to me? He tells you the secret. He tells you why it is so, the game he plays with us. He says, Aham na sarvasya prakasha. I don't expose myself in my true original nature to all and sundry. Na aham prakasha sarvasya. I do not disclose my identity to all and sundry. How does he do that? Yoga Maya Samabritaha. I envelop myself, Samabritaha, I envelop myself in that power, that strength, that energy known as Yoga Maya. What is that concept of Yoga Maya? I have only literally told you, Avidya Shakti, Avarani Shakti, Vikshepa Shakti, Ajnana Shakti, Maya Shakti. I've used these words. But words have ended. How do I feel within my heart? What is this concept of Maya? He says, I'm sorry. He says, I do not expose my true original nature to all and sundry. He is admitting that. That means he is the reason why I do not know him, understand him, experience him in totality as he is. He says, because of me. I do not want all and sundry should know me in my totality. That is why I envelop myself in my Maya Shakti. Either he covers himself up with his Maya Shakti, or he covers up my understanding, because which I don't see him in totality. Both ways. That Maya Shakti is his creation, it remains in him. He is a ruler of Maya, Maya Adhisha, and he displays that Maya Shakti by means of which all and sundry they don't see. Thereby, chosen few may see. Why don't I try to fall into that group of chosen few? Wait, let us now once again understand what Maya is. Maya, two words. Ma means not. Ya means as it appears to be. That is, what I see is not what it appears to be. It is something else. And what is that else? Reality. Nitya, Satya, Sanatana, Chirantana, Swashvata. These are the chosen Sanskrit words. Nitya is eternal, everlasting. Chirantana, where there is no end. Swashvata, ever present, ever alive and awake. Sanatana, eternal. Satya, reality, truth. Trikala, avadhita, jnanam, satyam. Trikala, three phases of time. Past, present and future. It ever remains eternally true. Time has no effect on it. It doesn't change in time. Everything in this world changes in time. He does not. That is the definition of Satyam, reality. Maya means what it appears to be, it is not so. Maya. It is not so as it appears to be. Let us analyze what it means. I am seeing you. And I immediately know, experience who you are, what you are. You are sitting in my presence. I see your name. I see your form. I know your name. I know the qualities of your personality, and I know you have a utilitarian value in the society. Now, all these four concepts, name, form, qualities, utilitarian value, when do they appear? First and foremost, I know you exist. How do I know? Perceptually, I see your form. That is why I say you are. You exist. After I know your existence, who you are, what are your qualities, what is your utilitarian value, it flows thereafter. First come your existence. You are. It is. What it is this, it is this, it is this, it is this. All the descriptive adjuncts. That is what it is. What comes first? Isness. that is eternal. I am, the world is. Amness is a subjective way of expressing existence. Isness, thatness, is a objective way of expressing existence. Now, this world, the world is, so existence comes first. And what is this world? It appears to be real, but it does not fit in to the definition of reality. It is always changing. It is in a constant flow, a constant flux. And what is change? Destruction of the previous moment, followed by the present moment, which is destroyed by the future when it becomes present. An eternal destruction. Change is nothing else but what it was, it is no more. The future has taken hold of it. Changing. The changefulness loses its hold on me, but isness has a hold on me. And in my day-to-day life, I am chasing after the name, the form, the qualities, and utilitarian value. It appears to be real, but the reality is only the abstract concept of existence, satta, satsarupata. Maya Shakti is that which does not allow me to concentrate on Nitya, Satya, Suddha, Buddha, Mukta Svabhavavan, Atma. It does not allow me to focus my attention to that. It removes my attention, and the reality of the reality is transferred onto the unreal, and I think the unreal is real. I see the snake as real, I've forgotten the rope. That Shakti, that energy, that power is Maya Shakti. It is not absence of knowledge, absence of learning, avidya Shakti, ajnana Shakti. The word Shakti is added. Don't think absence of knowledge, void is Maya. Don't think absence of learning is Maya. No, it is a positive force which causes this absence of knowledge, which causes the absence of learning. Avidya Shakti, Ajnana Shakti, Maya Shakti. Now, dear, let us go another step forward so that the clarity of understanding is complete. It is said, if this Maya Shakti is so paramount in our life, then what is the distinction between Brahma and Brahma Shakti? What is the distinction then between that eternal and this Mithya Maya? It is Mithya because it is not everlasting. It appears to be true now, it changes the next moment, it is no more there. Something new has taken place. What is the distinction? The final book, the last book on Vedanta Darshana, Vedanta philosophy, is known as Advaita Siddhi. What is the purpose of that book? Brahma Satya, Jagat Mithya Maya. We are using the concept of Mithya Maya at par with Brahman, so it is as real as Brahman. Says, no, don't make that mistake. Maya Shakti, I don't know when it started, but I have seen people who have gone beyond Maya. The Jivan Mukta Purusha, the Drashta Purusha, the Rishis. Then Maya has an end. So it is Anadi, Anta, Sahita, Santa. It is when it starts, I do not know. I don't know when it happens, when it began. But I know it has an end. Whereas Brahma, it has no starting point, no end point. It is eternal. Mitha, Mithatya, Nirupana. That it is Mithya, Anritam, not Satyam, is being proved by my own achievement. Maya loses its hold on me, it has its hold on you. But I see the end of Maya. How do I see? I see the display of Maya all around. But it has no effect on me. And in Parameshwara, it hibernates. As a snake hibernates for the winter season, Maya hibernates in Parameshwara. It is activated by the will of Parameshwara. It is hibernating by the will of Parameshwara. Maya Adhish. So Maya is Anadi but Shanta, Anta, Sahita. Whereas Brahman is Anadi, Anant. Now he says, I envelop myself, I cover up myself with my Yoga Maya. And I behave in such a normal human form. I weep, I laugh, I cry, I do this, I do this, I do this. I play. In play, I quarrel. The Vrindavan Leela with the Rakhal, his friends, the cowboys. So many things we read in Bhagavad. Who will believe that Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam? That is, to somebody, he opens up. Opens up means either he removes the covering on himself, but without covering up, removing your cover, you will not be able to see. So we have to do our very best to ask for that compassionate grace by means of which he unties my bonds of my eyes. Hide and seek game. He comes and unties, and I see him in his fullest glory. And the ordinariness is so deceptive. I will tell you a statement of fact from the life of Holy Mother. Holy Mother was hardly ever seen going into Samadhi. Hardly ever. She covered herself up so much that she was in Samadhi. She knew every moment who she is but nobody ever came to know it until and unless he exposed herself. She exposed herself. One ordinary disciple of hers, a lady, one day casually told the Holy Mother, "Mother, you are very ordinary. You are very ordinary. Ma apni bado sadharan." That is a typical Bengali sadharana. Sadharana means ordinary. You can find everywhere. Ma listened to her and looked at her and said, "My dear child, try and find out any other person in the world as ordinary as I am." She said so. Now, that lady at that time did not understand what the mother says. What did mother say? We are ordinary people, but we are victims of our prarabdha karma. And our ordinariness is, I live in this world as a victim of my prarabdha karma. Mother is ordinary, but the extraordinariness of that ordinary is she has no prarabdha karma. She is real ordinary. Pure gem, unadulterated. That is ordinariness of Avatara Sangini, the Holy Mother. She is not bound by Yoga Maya Samabrita. She keeps herself that way, but others don't see. She is what she is. And in the next sloka, Sri Krishna will say the same thing. So, what I mean to say is here, dears, if you are really interested in spiritual growth, if you want to grow to that dimension, that height, please do your very best not to be a victim of Maya. And the main theme of being a victim of Maya is to be attached to the things of this world. Attached to the things of this world is one of the forces of Maya Shakti. Withdraw your attachment from the world. And the capacity of attachment, withdraw from the world and put it here. To know my mother, to know Sri Krishna who he is, to know Christ who he is, to know Rama, know Shankara, know Ramanuja, know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, know Muhammad, Isha, Musha, whosoever he may be, Sri Ramakrishna. Let that attachment to know, to enjoy, withdraw it from here. Put it there. That is the effort that I have to do. Then only Maya Adhisha Purusha Parameshwara will remove the bond from my eyes. He will remove the darkness from my eyes. And I will come to that stage where Sri Ramakrishna says, Nararupe avatare purna vishwas purna gyani lakhan. The sign and symptoms of a totally knowledgeable Jnani Purusha. Knowledgeable means who is totally aware of the presence of divine every speck of this space. to see him in a human form, in Sri Ramakrishna, in the Holy Mother, in Swamiji, in Rama, in Krishna, in Abraham, in Moses, in Christ. What is the difference? Those forms and figures which the devotees have seen in their visions, that has been again translated into painting. Here they are photographed as they were in human form. Meditating on this form will give you a quicker result because it's the original form. Divinity is emanating from all ports. So this is Shloka 25, where he says, Yoga Maya Samabrita, I cover myself up with my Maya Shakti. That is why all and sundry, all and everybody cannot know me. Mudo ayam muda na vijanati. This stage of mudata means non-understanding, callousness. Mam param ajam abhyayam na jana. Loko ajam abhyayam mam na jana. That is why, dear, you don't know me. You have heard of me 1,000 times. You have tried to meditate on me 1,000 times. You are spending your whole life in pursuit of me. Even then you are unable to know me because I do not allow you to know me. This is how these two shlokas tells you the essential reason that we should pray devotedly, dedicatedly, determinedly to the Divine, requesting Him to have a little compassion on me so that my sight is cleared and I see you in your totality. This is the end result of this study. That is, from my part, I have to do this to enjoy that blessings from God. Next. Veda aham sam atitani vartamanani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mantu veda na kashana. He tells you what is the difference between an ordinary jiva, an ordinary human, and the divine in a human form, an incarnation of the divine. What is the basic difference? We say, I know. What is the boundaries of my knowledge, dear? I know by seeing you. Now see, this is from the Nyaya-darshana. You say you see me, you don't see me. You only see my front position, you don't see my back. How do you say you see me? You should be truthful. You say, I only see that area where my eyes reaches you. You are sitting and facing me. I don't see your back. I say, I see you. I see partly you, partially you. That is in our day-to-day life usage. I take it for granted I've seen you. I only see the front face of you, the front elevation of you. I don't see what is on the back, I don't see what's on the side, I don't see what's on the side. That's why the architects have a front elevation, the side elevation, the back elevation, and the plan. All directions, so that you have a complete look. But I say, I see you. It's a mistaken statement. This is A. B. I say I know. Do I remember everything of the past 95 years of my life? Do I? Can anybody ever? Main instances may come to my mind. Not all. That is the past. In the present, how much do I know? I only know the areas that my 5 sense organs cover up. Beyond that, I don't know. That's a fact of life. But I say, I know. I know. I am a knower. And as far as the future, none of us knows what will happen to me 1 minute later. Why 1 minute, 2 seconds later? We do not know. And we say we know. We are so egoistic and inflated. I know, I know, I know. We know nothing. But we are so vain, so proud, we say we know. Sri Krishna is drawing our attention to the limited knowledge with which we are so vain, so proud, so egoistic, so arrogant. He says, look dear, I know every bit that has gone in time, the past. I know every bit of the present, all over the world, the cosmos, and I know every bit of what is to happen in future. Aham Veda, I know samatitani, that which has passed. Vartamanani, the present, and bhavishyani cha bhutani. Bhutani, not in general, in particular each and every manifestation of mine in this infinitely diverse cosmos. That is the quantum of my knowing. Mantu Veda na kashana. Nobody can know me. You are proud of your knowledge. Be humble. Until and unless I give you that vision, you will not be able to see me. The difference between you and me is you know only a fragment, infinitely small by your sense organs and your conception, your concepts and ideas, but you know nothing of this world. You know nothing of the past, you do not know everything of the present, and future is beyond you. And you say you know. I know everything. When? Even when I am in human body. That is the distinction between Jiva and Avatara Purusha. Please try to understand this. This shloka tells you, you keep on saying, I know, I know, I know, I know. Analyze what you know. No knowledge of yours is complete. Your ear has a range. If the sound wave is below that range, you don't hear. If it is above that range, you don't hear. And there are infinite levels of sound waves. Eyes, I just told you. Nose, the same. Eyes, nose, ears, touching, tasting, these five sense organs, and from this perceptual observation, you use your brain, conceptual knowledge, domain of ideas. They're all related to Maya and Jagat. What do you know? Whereas when I am born in a human body, I know the past, I know the present, I know the future. I am the Lord God of the universe, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. That's what I am. And I am contained in a human body. Never forget to equate that, so that you will be able to realize and appreciate who an avatar Purusha is. He is, he is God incarnate, undiminished in his divine qualities. He is the divine in a human form. Oh dear me. This is the idea that Sri Krishna is trying to develop in us. Veda aham samatitani vartamanani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani. This infinite diversity. Don't go into the essence. I know each and everything. Samanya jnana and vishesh jnana. In particular, I know everything. But kashana mam veda. Nobody knows me in totality. If you want to know me, do your very best to receive my compassionate blessings, so that I desire to remove the coverings of your eye. I destroy the Maya Shakti which is covering you up, and then you become Maya Mukta and you become one with me. This is the theme. Let us move on to the next. I am still questioning. It is so crystal clear why I am a victim of Maya. I understand I should not, but I am propelled. Why so, dear? Why don't you help me out? He is now telling you how he is prepared to help you if you help yourself. Please try to understand the beauty and the excellence of such a teaching. Each shloka is interrelated, and they are so interrelated. While answering your question, he quietly builds in another question for you. Prashnatak uttara. Prashnatmak uttara. That is, he is giving you an answer. But the answer is so brilliantly couched in language that you get your answer and automatically a sequence, another effort lies in it. So, I would ask Sri Krishna, sir, why can I not understand you? Why I am unable to understand you? Please, would you tell me, apart your Maya Shakti, what have I to do? So that my efforts do not go in vain. By my efforts, I enjoy your compassionate grace, your ahituki kripa, that is, without any expectation in return, you just open it to me. How do I get that, sir? Could you tell me? Now listen to this shloka. Shloka number 27. Ichha dvesha samuthena dandha mohena bharata Sarvabhutani sammoham sarge janti parantapa. Let me translate it for you. Ichha, liking, desire. Dvesha, not liking, aversion. Two, Ichha and Aniccha, which is Dvesha. I like it, I don't like it. Ichha and Dvesha. Attracted, therefore I like it. Oh, no, I don't like it. Ichha and Dvesha, they are one against the other. Dvandha, they are dual throng. In English it is said, dual throng. Ichha, Dvesha, Labha, Alabha, Jaya, Ajaya, Shanti, Ashanti, Punna, Papa, all duels, contradictory to each other, but my life swings like a pendulum between the two. Sarge janti, naishargika iti loka vyavahar. It is a spontaneous way that our life is being lived. What is it? I swing like a pendulum between two extremes, whatever the extremes are. Hot and cold, winter and summer, likes and dislikes, pleasure and pain, sadness and ecstasy, agony and ecstasy, sadness and happiness. I keep on swinging like a pendulum in this world. Why? Because I am motivated to enjoy the things of the world. Why is it so? Because I've got into a habit of it. For ages together, lives together, I've been behaving that way. So, I've created a force of habit by repetitive similar activity, willfully performed. So the force of habit has generated in me, and I'm a victim of my habit. So habitually I get involved. I know it is happening to me. I am tired of this unending farce, but I am unable to come out of it. Why? Because I have not yet developed that feeling. Enough is enough. Alam pratyayavan. That is what the scriptures say. Alam, no, enough is enough. I'm full up to my throat. I don't want any more. That is vairagya for you. Yamutra phalabhoga viraga vairagya. Here and in heaven, I want nothing. I want my God. This total withdrawal with all the energy that you generate in this body-mind complex, you withdraw it from the world and direct it towards me. Ichha dvesha samuttena. It comes out of, the motivation comes out of ichha and dvesha, liking and disliking. Hey Bharata, hey Kuntiputra, he addresses Arjuna in various ways. And each word he uses has a relevance to the way he is using. Maharaja Bharata, according to whom that landmass was known as Bharata Varsha, Bharata. You are a descendant of that high and mighty individual who was a knower of the self, at the same time is a ruler of world. You come from that lineage. If you so desire, assert that heritage in you and come out of that rut. Hey Arjuna, you are from the lineage of Maharaja Bharata. How long you will be swinging like a pendulum between liking and disliking, that dual throng with which you are totally involved. He says, Sarva Bhutani Dvandha Mohena Sammoham Janti. Swarga means in this world. So your catch point is, this is what you are. That is why you do not qualify to what? To receive God's compassionate, graceful blessings. You don't want it, you are happy with this swing, swinging like a pendulum between pleasure and pain. All that the world has to offer, knowing full well what they are, you are involved in them. This is but natural because you are a victim of Maya, Maya Adina. Is it clearly understood? It means Sri Krishna is telling where I am going wrong. He says, withdraw yourself from this journey of this world, swinging like a pendulum. Develop that attitude of enough is enough, I am tired of this unending farce. And with all your energy, with all your capacity, you divert that involvement towards me. If you can do so, you have washed yourself out of all dirt and muck that you have acquired because of not knowing who am I. I am Krishna, I am born to liberate you. But you are still involved in this world. And that is why, though I am here with you, you are not aware of my presence. And that poem of Kabirdasa or Tulsi, I don't know. Mujhko kahan dhoondo bande, main to tere saath hu. I don't reside in mandir and masjid and kawan, etc., etc. I reside in your heart, and you are searching for me everywhere. Why don't you look within yourself? Mujhko kahan dhoondo? Where are you searching me here and there? I am always with you. I am in you. That is the attitude that Sri Krishna indirectly wants us to just develop. If you do so, antagatam papam. Let us move to the next sloka. There's a few more minutes left. Jesham antagatam papam jananam punna karmanam tve danda moha nirmukta bhajante mam dridabrata. Again, the question asks, what have I to do then? You say this is what it is. I'm immediately understanding what I'm going wrong. What I have to do? The answer is in the next shloka. Jesham tu antagatam papam. What is it? Those who antagatam papam. All the dirt and exhaust he has or she has washed it away by vairagya and viveka and mumukshutta. Vairagya is iha amatra phalabhoga virag. Here and there, heaven and earth, I want nothing. Enough is enough. Phalabhoga virag, I don't want to enjoy. And nitya anitya vastu viveka. What is eternal, what is real. This appears to be real, but it is not real. I'm not going to be taken in for it. I will look for the real. My Lord God of the universe, my Ishtadev, my chosen deity. Jesham antagatam papam jananam punnakarmanam. Jesham jananam punnakarmanam antagatam papam. Jesham jananam. Those people, those children of mine, they have been trying to be virtuous. What is virtuous? Washing their sins out while living in this world. And here comes the concept of Swamiji's Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga also of the Gita, Yoga Karmashu Kaushalam. You will be taught how to live in this world. You will live in this world, but the world will not be able to touch you. What to speak of touching you will not be able to reach you. You are high above. He says, Jananam Punna Karmanam, Jesham Jananam Punna Karmanam, Antagatam Papam. Te Danda Moha Vinurmukta. Danda Moha Nirmukta. They are no more swinging like a pendulum between likes and dislikes, between enjoyment of the world and the consequent suffering because of loss. Danda moha vinurmukta bhajante mam dridabrata. Dridabrata, with a determined devotion, dedication, dexterity, all devotedly. Whether they get a response from me or not is no matter. He is devoted. I will give you an example. What is meant by this devoted? Narendranath used to come to Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar as a student very, very frequently. Guru Maharaj wanted others to know what is a real devotion. People come with some expectation. Oh, he's a saintly person. If he's happy with me, I may get this from the world, I may get this from. Generally, all are traders in devotion. Guru Maharaj wanted to show the other devotees what is pure devotion, where there is no expectation whatsoever. For a few days, he started neglecting Narendra. never ever looked at him. Narendranath was a darling of his eyes. He used to go mad seeing Narendranath. That man totally withdrew and started neglecting him. And everyone was absolutely, what has happened to Ramakrishna? He's never even looking at, he's not accepting his presence even. When that questioning was very high in people's mind, Sri Ramakrishna asked Narendranath, "Hey Naren, I have been neglecting you. I have not asked your welfare. I have never looked at you. I have never bothered to see you. Why do you come so frequently and sit here every day when you are not wanted by me? How does it matter, sir, whether you want me or not? I love you, that's why I come here. I am not bothered what you think of him. I love you, that is what I come here. I am not bothered whether you like me or my presence here or not. I am not bothered. This is Dridhabrata Bhajana. Dridhabrata, totally determined. Whether God looks after me, whether He answers to my prayers or not, I am not bothered. I love Him and I have an ocean of patience, endless patience. I will continue to worship Him, be with Him. I will pray to Him. That is how the doors will open to you. So from the 24th shloka, my dears, to this shloka, it is so wonderfully and beautifully organized. He is teaching you how to see the divine in a human form without spoiling yourself, without rebuking you, without scolding you. He is exposing you to yourself. And that exposure with love and affectionate care, not to belittle you. And you are absorbing. And finally he says, they will only know me. Antagata papam, punna karmanam, and they are danda moha nirmukta, and they dridhabrataha, and they perform bhajana of me. That is what it is, and I will remove the bondage of Maya from their eyes. The remaining two shlokas speak of that. And the chapter comes to a close. So, dears, from the 24th shloka to the 30th, when it closes, indirectly, you should have that insight to read between the lines. He is answering your questions. New questions are rising in your mind. He is answering them. In between these, you must have the wisdom and the sight to see what you have to do to achieve your goal. To really experience the divine in totality on a limited human form. Nararupe avatara lila vishas purna gyani lakhan. This is what Sri Ramakrishna says. In a human form, you are fully convinced by your experiencing that in a human form, He is in totality the divine. That happens when you have known the secret of the cosmos by being one with the divine. This is what Sri Ramakrishna used to say. Nararupe avatara lilaya vishas purna ganir lakhan. So dears, we are coming to the end of it, and though we are coming to the end of it, before we close it, from 24th to 30th, I may take a little more time to revise and re-revise and re-revise so that sanskara is built up within ourselves. How to get rid of this hold of Maya which is pinning me down under its thumb. How to come out of it. He will teach you how to come out of it. Thank you, dears. Thank you ever so much. We'll carry on with the study next Sunday. Thank you.
Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.